Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jebediah. If you're watching this video, you're probably wanting to hit the turkey woods pretty soon. And so here's the top 5 things that you need to have with you if you want to have some success. The first one goes without saying, and it's not really on the list, but you need a license. So make sure that you're properly licensed to go hunting in whatever state, county that you're going to be in. I did include a 6th one on here, which is kind of for the end. So make sure you stick around for that because it's kind of a nice little addition to your arsenal. Speaking of arsenal, first thing that you need is a gun. So grab yourself a gun in either 20 gauge, 12 gauge, those are the most common, and then pick up some shells. Everywhere in the United States, you can't use toxic shot anymore. So lead is out. You need to find something else that will work with your gun. So match the chamber length of your gun, usually 2 3/4, 3 inches, or 3 1/2. Match that chamber length with the length of a shotgun shell, and as well match the gauge of your gun, a 20 or a 12 with whatever size this is, and you'll be set to go. Now, outside of turkey loads and shotguns, the next thing you're probably gonna want is an accessory for your shotgun that will literally make the difference for everything else. I have been with buddies who we go out in the woods, we spend all morning hunting hard, finding a spot, setting up on gobblers, we draw one in, they go to take the shot, and they miss because they don't have the right choke tube. So choke tubes are necessary for whatever you're going to be doing in the turkey woods. What these will do is they'll help your shot size constrict so that you can be more lethal at range especially. So get yourself a choke tube. Don't skimp on this. You will waste your weekend and all your time and money if you get out in the woods and you're using a modified choke tube in your gun. You're gonna be taking more ethical shots with something like this. I'm sure down in the comments below, all of you guys will argue with me about what choke tubes to use, but get yourself a turkey choke, save yourself the time and effort. Now, on to the third thing. Get yourself also some locator calls. Most common, owls, crows. What you do with these is early in the morning when you're out hunting, you're gonna blow these at dawn, and what that will do is it will cause the gobblers to call back in response. It's almost like someone setting the alarm off and they wake up going, "What is that?" And they start making noise. And that will help you find where they're at and maybe even know where they're going so that you can set up. So get yourself some locator calls. They're very helpful, very easy to use, and it's just a fun way to hunt as a way of call and response with these birds. So get yourself some calls. Speaking of calls, on to the 4th one. Grab a few different types of turkey calls. Now here I have some basic examples, box calls and stuff. These will just mimic different turkey sounds and will help you draw in birds. Now they make box calls like this. They make slate calls, which you rub with a stick, makes a sound. They do mouth calls as well that you can use. Mouth calls are probably the most efficient way to do it because you're not having to move at all with your body. You can just make noise with your mouth because, as you know, turkeys are phenomenal. They have phenomenal eyesight. So any motion that you're doing, they'll pick up on. So a lot of times you'll use a call like this in the beginning. As birds get in closer, guys will switch to mouth calls so that they don't have to move. And speaking of an amazing vision that turkeys have, the last thing that you're gonna want in your arsenal is something like this, a decoy. Decoys are great because they give the birds something to focus on. So as that tom comes into range and comes into view, now instead of looking for what's making the noise and potentially finding you, he's gonna see this decoy and get drawn to that. So it takes the eyes off of you and it puts it on somewhere else, and it encourages the gobbler to be there. Because, you know, if you went to a party and all you heard was music, but there wasn't anyone there, you wouldn't want to go to that party. But you see some people and they're having a good time, man, you want to join that party. And so you're encouraging those gobblers to show up for the party by throwing out a few decoys. I usually just use this one hen, but I know guys that use multiple. They'll throw toms out as well to kind of act as agitators for the other gobblers in the area to think like, who's this guy in my neighborhood? What's this guy doing here? He doesn't belong here. And then it'll make those guys be a little bit more territorial, encourage them to come in. So last, get yourself a decoy. Now, my final thing, my kind of little extra, not necessary, but just it's a quality of life thing. It'll make your time more enjoyable. You can find a backpack like this, a turkey vest, just like this. This is a Primos vest. I have this entire review on my channel. So if you want to see what this vest is like more in depth, find that on my channel. But turkey vests can be very helpful. You can put a different bunch of different calls in different compartments, makes carrying birds in and out easier, makes carrying decoys in and out of the woods easier, gives you a nice little seat usually to sit in with some padding as you're sitting at the base of a tree for hours. That can be really helpful too. And so those are my top 5 things that you need to have when you go turkey hunting. If this video is helpful for you, make sure to like it, that helps me, and subscribe to the channel. That will help you in the future more, because if this is helping you, there's gonna be other stuff I make too that's gonna be helpful as well. So like always, thanks for watching.